Hey, what's up? Big old Northtownsound here. It's hot as blazes out here. Well, for Edmonton, it's hot anyway. It's about 30. Gotta do some work here, and haven't done a video and I'm bored, so I'm gonna do a boring video on Artie here. Ooh, it's kind of hard to shoot on the bench. This is Xavier from the good folks over at Guitar Fetish. Guitar Fetish, killer pickups, killer parts. Little me on the guitars, frankly. And this guy, after a couple of years, I just got to get off my ass and do some serious work here on this thing. Hopefully I can show you this. I don't think this thing's going to pick this up, but these fret ends keep coming out on me. And I've dressed the ends of these things 3 or 4 times, just quick little dresses. And it just popped again. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a few, maybe like right in there, there's a few places where there's hazing happening. So I think this fretboard is shrinking, which is really weird for maple, but it might have been green when they slapped it on, I don't know. So anyways, got to pull the neck off, got to tape it up, got to do a whole bunch of filing. Happy joy. One of my favorite jobs to do on guitars. And I'm going to show you the quick trailer park way of doing this. Well, it's not that quick, but it's kind of the way the pros wouldn't recommend. But when you're not dealing with huge bucks guitars, it's a good way to do it. This is a fun guitar, man. I mean, like, this is ash. It weighs a ton, but looks gorgeous. Sounds killer. Great pickup on it. This had a mini bucker in the front, which was woefully imbalanced with that, so now it's just an Esquire. That's face facts. Tellies, man, no sense for Telecasters. Esquires. So, let's get in on this. And this thing definitely needs a string change. I just popped a string, taking it off. Yeah, whatever. Not looking forward to doing this. It also doesn't help, I got Richard Thompson in the background bringing me down even further. So, yeah, let's do this. D-strung. I had a guy who came over here, and he was a telly guy, and he was like, oh, 3-saddle bridge. Asked me what I thought about him. And I don't know, I'm of the opinion, you know, the less parts there are in a bridge, the better the guitar sounds. Just my opinion on things, you know. Like, to me, that's the ultimate. Just a wrapped piece of steel. Fewer parts are better. Yeah, this thing won't intonate right. It's a little wiggly, but I mean, that's the way it goes. But string through, gotta love that. So, okay, let's pop the neck off this puppy. You know, one thing I always get is like people like ripping on Chinese guitars, saying that yeah, the Chinese build like crappy guitars, they can't do anything correctly. But this is what I find all the time on these modern Chinese guitars. They actually have nice, tight neck pockets. Actually too tight to do one-handed. Wow. So from the top side, you can see that's a nice tight neck pocket, man. I actually haven't taken this off yet. Interesting. I've never seen a 70s Fender with that tight of a neck pocket. That's almost like bang on. It's almost like early 80s Ibanez quality. That's brilliant. And for everybody who's like, yeah, they're all made out of crap. That ain't no plywood. That's got some router burn on it, but ain't no plywood in there. Yep, that's ash. Sure smells like it. I'd have to set it on fire to make sure. Don't feel like doing that. So, here we go. I don't know if this thing's going to focus tight enough. That's actually been hand fitted. You can see there's a ridge right where my thumb is. Not the greatest job, but I mean, again, I've seen S1s and Marauders from Gibson that are like that, so that's interesting. I actually hand fit these things. It's a really well built guitar. It's just like I said, there's something going on with this fretboard, so oh boy, tape time. And everybody wonders why fretwork costs so much money to do. It's wasting your time doing this stuff. And yeah, of course, I only have the medium. I'm out of the skinny, so now I gotta cut and fit. I don't feel like going to the depot to grab anymore, so yeah, fun. Yeah, fun, fun, fun. Love doing this. This was a rosewood board. There's ways around having to tape the whole damn thing off, but unfortunately, finish. Yeah, I know, I'm procrastinating. Hooray! Half done. Smoke break. First wrap. Oh boy, oh boy. I took the neck off of this thing because some of these fret ends up here where the body were are sharp. I don't play up here, but it bothers me. So we're gonna do that. I always love that look though. Was bass player for, I'm out of Edmonton, so the Edmontites would know, Jerry and the Sons of Rhythm. I forget the name of the bass player, but he played these basses and he'd have these chunks of electrical tape this big where the fret markers would be. I think he was blind as a bat without his glasses on. I'm getting that way, holy. There we go. Half a roll of tape later, well maybe not, but taped up. All nice, good to go. Time to start filing. Never ever fails. Right in the middle of one project, what happens? Another one shows up. This one's gonna be fun too. So, need some files. Got my little guys here. Got these at PV Mart. I don't know how long ago. I wish PV Mart still existed. Might need something a little bigger, so hacking away this old thing yesterday. I probably should have ground it better, but yeah, this'll do. So let's see if we gotta do finesse or Corsi. Something tells me Corsi. This thing of course won't focus, but these are pretty deep tangs that are on here, which is probably half of the problem. It looks like they took them right to the edge. So it's going to be next to impossible to do one-handed. Hang on. File. Onto the tang. And then repeat a gazillion times. And this won't show it, but initial file's done. I'm going to go back, hit these a little bit finer. Going to like this guy or something like that. Try to round them a bit. Another thing about modern Chinese guitars, at least the ones I've been trying that impresses me, they actually use hard fret wire. Because a lot of those, all the old 70s Japanese stuff I deal with tends to have fairly soft. So this at least gives me an option on here. So something tells me this is going to be one of those deals though that I'm going to do everything, get everything polished, and then once the tape's off I'm still going to have to touch it up. So this is so much easier with rosewood boards. Yeesh. I think that's going to do. Now I'm going to polish these up. There's some divots and crap here. So now with the paper, problem is my 2000 is shot. I got a little bit of 1200 left. And I don't feel like going out, so I guess I'll end at 1200. I gave up on, actually wait, I think I even have some here. I gave up on the steel wool concept when, if you felt this is supposed to be quadruple O and it's definitely double O. Like the quality of this stuff's just gone through the whatever. So I do the paper, the automotive stuff. So here we go, time to polish away. So I got some 300. I'm just going to use a little bit of backing foam on this, like dollar store stuff. Just because I got to try to get a little bit of a, if I can shoot this, a little bit of a crown arch in there on some of this. And I don't have a crowning file anymore, so you've seen all this stuff before. If not, search on YouTube, but polish time. Oh yeah, and I'm starting with 320 here simply because I got to do these ends that I filed back and I was rounding over a couple of them, so I want to go a little coarser. I don't trust anything coarser cut than 320 on metal though, so that's just me though. Okay, shinier, dirtier, and just as I suspected, I'm a little anal on this here. These are still a little back, so I'm going to have to just dry file them for now. That side's better. A couple that we're poking out here are fine now. So if I knew that, it's just the tiniest amount and that tape's just throwing it off. So dry filing. Okay, cleaning time. Davey4557 recommended this stuff, and you know what? This stuff, I like this stuff. It's great in the bathroom too. So I'm just going to get rid of the last of the tape residue that's on here. There's not much. This is the, where are we here? This is the Scotch 3M. I love this stuff. Great tape. And plus I got some noodle bockers on there. So spray and then scrub with the toothbrush. Happy joy. I like how this stuff smells too. It smells pretty good. So what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning off some residue, and then I'm going to do the final polish the way I do it now. I mean, I don't go out of my way to clean my guitars, but I mean, yeah, this thing's relatively clean, so not a bunch of goop on there. Then, for the final fret polish on this, and a bit of fingerboard polish, this stuff. This is the liquid one. And this is the porcelain stainless steel. Something I was reading about on drum forums, people who restore drums. This stuff rules. And it's made out of rhubarb. How can it suck? I love rhubarb. As usual, too much, but I can wash it off. So just throw it on. Grab a cleaner paper towel. And buff the crap out of those. It's very mildly abrasive. So it shines stuff up like you wouldn't believe. This stuff is like, look at that. Remember what the Simple Green was doing? Look at that. That's what I like. Super glinty. And then just to clean off, I found this stuff leaves a bit of a residue, so just some isopropyl, and I think we're done. Nice and clean. So there. Here's an old trick from the old days, back before we had fancy stuff. Because this neck's nice, but I just want to give it a quick polish here. I'm not going to use nothing. All I'm going to use, nice fresh piece of paper towel, and a hell of a lot of friction. I'm actually going to have to hold the neck to do this. You'd be amazed at how much stickiness you can get off a neck by doing that. Just by reefing on it with either paper towel or newsprint or something. Sometimes you don't need the fancy stuff. Just some muscle and some sweat. And it's hot, so I'm sweating already. Yeah, much, much better. Okay, so now we're going to string this bad boy up. And yeah, I'm going to go super light. And I'm going to do the high string tension trick on this thing. Only because I've been stringing this with around 10, so I want to go super light. See what happens. So this doesn't have top loaders, this has side loaders, which I prefer actually. So again, the high tension guitar trick, technique, whatever it is. Feed it through. And what we want to do, take your fingers. The more space that we put here, the more wraps that we put, the lower your string tension is going to be. So if I tighten this up at 4 fingers so it's digging into my skin, which I can't do one-handed, it's probably going to be the amount of string I'm going to want to use. Because I want this a little stiff. Okay, well it's strung up now. And I've stretched the strings. And again, don't be like, ooh, I'm stretching my strings. Like, just give her. Crying out loud, it's decent steel. And then doing what I call the rush trick again. Show this one again. So take a clean rag. Once the string's been stretched, and just go wee, nice and fast, and gives a bunch of heat to it, which just helps to throw it out of tune. Make sure that you're stretched out good. Now the problem is, as you can hear, I got to reset this because the strings are lighter, and I may have pooched myself because those are sitting a little low in the nut, but we're gonna see. So let's start with some action here. Old school. Fender stuff I use Yankee quarters, Canadian or Gibson stuff I use Canadian. It's just the way I was taught. And yeah, this has to go up. So let me just adjust the action here. The other advantage with the 3-saddle bridge, only 6 screws. Yes. Okay, so reset the action and the neck's gone straight, so capoed up with the old 12th thou. Can't do this one-handed, but I'm going to hold down that string, and I can tell you that's probably too tight as it is. Oh yeah, look at that. Won't even go. So yeah, time to get a little bit of relief in this neck. Okay, another pet peeve for people who are like, oh, Fender designed great things. Okay, you know, any truss rod, they got to remove strings to get at. Yeah, bite me. Okay, almost there. Just a tiny touch more. And that's close enough for punk rock. Still could handle a hair more relief in here. The neck definitely moved in the 24 hours it was off, so I'm just going to leave it under tension. Go back, set it up again tomorrow night. I'll cut the streamers off there then, just because I'm paranoid. I was like having extra strings if necessary until the last minute. And but the main thing is, frets are good. Let her sit, let her rest, figure it out. Okay? So there you go. Another couple of minutes of your time wasted. Big old Northtown Sound. Later.